Hello, my name is Dmitry, and we continue to build an e-commerce website that will go into production. In this part, we will work on Navbar. Let's move it into progress. But before we will implement our Navbar, we should improve how we deploy our services. We should do that because we have to deploy our NextJS application right after we successfully deployed our backend application. And we can do it by using webhooks. In vercel.com, we can head into our project, nodejs. Here we can get into settings, Git, and here we can create deploy hook. Nodejs hook, and the branch will be dev. We'll hit create hook. I'll copy the value of the hook, and then we should go into a railway, head into our nodejs project. Inside our, not actually inside, we just can get into settings here and paste the webhook URL into here and hit save. Voila, we're done. So after we successfully deploy our API, we will deploy our NextJS application. So now we're good, and we should get into mocks and see what we should implement today. So we will work on the Navbar. That's a desktop Navbar, and if we will hit interactions, we can see how it works live. So we should have some drop downs there. That's fine. And on mobile, we should have full screen menu like that with the drop downs on the side. That's fine. And also those values, we should get those from database because that's product tags, and we should sort our products based on those product tags. So let's get into doing it. So as usual, we should start with our schema. We will create new entity called product category. I will not fill it with any validation or any comments because we not gonna modify it. The data will be inserted in our database via seeding. So that's a product category. We will have a name on it and reference to a product. This will be many-to-many implicit relation. We will have so-called joint table, junction table, or whatever. So like table that connects our product and category IDs. But Prisma will do it behind the scenes for us. So what we also should do is specify relation on product itself. So on the bottom we will do product yes, and it will be product category array. And that's basically it. Let's migrate our database. As usual, I'll delete my migrations. And I'll keep everything under same migration before we go live. Hit migrate dev. Whoops. Migrate dev one more time. Yes, data loss init. Yeah, we now have our structures in place. Now we should update our seed files. That's inside tools database, and we will have we have already seeds.dev, but we will also have seeds.prod because those values will be inserted in our production database. Those product categories will be inserted in our dev database for our local development and also for product database. That's really important. Now we should insert our categories. Let's do it the same way we did it before. Promise all. product categories, map category, sort, yeah, but not ID. We will sort it by name. Yep, so we should have our data inside, but we also should update our products to have those connections on it. Let's go into seed data, product categories, connect, that will be array of connections, and here we will connect it by name, product categories, and we can do it by like 0 name, but I want to randomize it a little bit, so I'll do the following. So product categories, length, model index, name. So it will be a bit randomized. So we should be good. Let's try to seed our database. db seed dev. And we failed. Rename. Okay, I messed up. I guess division should be index divided. So here I'm using this reminder operator. It should divide the index by the length, and the reminder value shouldn't be bigger than the length itself. So this way I can randomize my names a little bit. Let's try to seed it one time. We successfully seeded it. Let's check out our studio. What data we have inside. As you see, we have new entity called product category. We have 4 categories with generated IDs. We can't observe the junction table, but we can get into a product. And as you see, we have 1 product category attached to each product, and it has new arrivals on it, and new arrivals connected to 2 products, pants and skirts, 1, dresses 1 product on it. So we have a bit of randomized data, so we can test it on the front end, and we will see like 2 products on new arrivals, 2 products on coats and jackets. Yeah, we will see it in a few moments. So we should somehow get our data from the database. We should generate and create new resolver for it. We will generate new library called feature product category inside directory API with compiler SWC buildable and text scope API. Yeah, let's just select SWC. Now it's generated. Inside that folder we should generate new nest resource, project API feature product category, GraphQL code first, CRUD name product category. So as usual, let's hit generate, and we should have it under lips API feature product category. That's a nest generated stuff, and we exactly need 3 files from that. Inside library, I'll delete those empty generated files and I'll move those here. Now I'll remove the generated files. I should export. Look at the model from here. So let's include it into an up model. On the bottom, product category model. Yep, resolver. Let's create our resolver. Here, I don't even need those resolvers. I just need to find all. Now rename it as product categories. Let's remove this stuff. Import from generated DB types. As you remember, when we fill out our Prisma schema, we generated our GraphQL types. So we have product category there with ID and name, product, and some relation now. So get back. So that's all we need from it, because it will be seeded and updated during seed step, during CI/CD process. We may add ability to manage product categories via admin panel later on, but I'm not sure about it at the moment. So let's remove this stuff. No need to keep it there. So we should import Prisma service, constructor, private, read-only, Prisma service. Yep. Insert from Prisma. This Prisma product category, find many. Find many. Yeah, find many. We should also add our Prisma service into our providers, and we're good. We can now query it on our front end. So now we successfully exposed our product categories into a world, but we should query those. So we should create new query for that. GQL, GQL. As you remember, here we fill in out our queries. We should add one more, get product categories. So we get in on the name out of it. Let's actually run all together, and it will generate new method on our GraphQL SDK. GraphQL gen.ts, and on the bottom we got our new method named get product categories. So now we can query for it. We need those product categories in our navbar. So get layout SX, and in here const something await for GQL. Let's import GQL get product categories. We have product categories on it. Let's check if it works. Log product categories. Let's get something on our website. And as you see, product categories printed out in our console, because those requests happened on backend side only, and on frontend we're getting our values inlined in HTML. That's why we love NextJS 13 and uprouting. So now we can utilize those values and use it as our navigation items in our navbar. I have actually my components ready. I'll add it here, and here we will remove everything and add locale switcher from correct path. Locale switcher now accepts some props, locale, the type of locale, it would be en and ru at the moment. So how it works, we accepting current locale, don't worry about those, that's not important, but we should render only other locales on the bottom of the current. Why is that? We have some languages there, but if I'll click on Romanian, for example, the Romanian should be rendered in here, and on the bottom we will have English and Russian only. So it should be rotated when you click on languages. And so for that, I'm filtering out the current locale and having other locales value, and I'll render only other locales. When I click on some of those languages, my current locale will be changed, and we will do it one more time. We will get other locales. why do we set in classes, you might ask, like that? Because we want to have a smooth opacity animation on it. As you remember on our designs, it is like that. So at the moment, so as you can see, only row item is visible there. That's the value inside the span. But we have also like div on the bottom, and you can't see it because it has some opacity on it. But you also cannot click on it. As you see, I'm trying to click on the bottom. It's not clickable because it moved a bit behind other items there by that index 10. But if I'll remove that index, I'll be able to click on EN there. So that's important stuff there. But it allows us to have this smooth animation, and it's not that difficult to implement it. Okay, when we're done with our localization, let's try to add our mobile menu. In seed files, we have in our values as keys, and those keys will be translated somehow in our front end. So we should add those translation in place. So let's update English translation. That's how it will be look like. We have our navigation and some stuff that we use in navigation elements. And we have specific product categories object where we have our keys that we storing in our database. Let's update Russian translations as well. And now we're good. Let's head back into layout. And here we're not having Navbar anymore, but I'll refer to the value as T, which stands for translations. Like I18N libraries refers to translations as T. I'll do it in the same way. And we will add our mobile navigation in here. Let's import it. What do we have inside mobile menu? That's a full page menu, as I remember. Let's get into design. So here on click on menu, we will open this full page menu for mobile devices. So we will click on menu item, and it will set is open, and when it's open, it will render this chunk of HTML. It will be fixed, left 0, top 0, bottom 0, right 0, everything 0. And with this set index 10, so it's a bit on the front, with background white. Why is that? We want it full screen, we do it like using those left, top, bottom, right, and it will be fixed, so it's not gonna be scrollable. And inside we have container that also full page, and it centers it. Inside here we have our submenus. As you see, we translate in shop, setting some active classes, because we actually have few states there, and it's a bit tricky. Let's check what I mean. Because when you hit on menu, it's black, but when I'm clicking on this item, let's change the English actually. On menu, when you click shop, as you see, it's grayed out. And usually the active element grayed out, but here we doing it the other way. And we also need this smooth transition, opacity transition, like color transition, I mean. So it was a bit tricky. Because we have few states, like either you're active, either your neighbor active, or nothing is active. So we have like submenu or null type. And we getting it by comparing stuff. That's our base classes with colors and some stuff. If nothing is active, we do it text black. If like unit active, not given submenu active, we gray that out, and either way we return text black. So this is how it works. As you see in here, it's somehow not the line is break. So we can do no wrap, white space no wrap, and we should inside our submenu should add it somewhere. Yeah, now it's beautifully rendered. And the one tricky part here was positioning this arrow. It's worth mentioning. So as you can see, we have our list item here, and I'm rendering the arrow inside. Why I'm doing it? Because the list element itself is a flex box list at the moment, and as you see, I'm hitting display flex here, and it has align items center on it. So by doing that, I'm having my arrow already aligned. If I'll remove that, as you can see, it sits on the top, and now it perfectly centered. So easy with the flex box. And what I'm doing with arrow, I'll position it absolutely as well, and I just move it left a bit. As you see, how it initially rendered, it just sits inside C, but I'll move it a bit left. And I'm doing it in HTML like that. Like if it index 0, I'll render it inside. Otherwise, I'm rendering my menu items. What about how we render the links itself? It actually like callback. I'm accepting callback here, and the parent component decides how my link composed. As you can see in here, that's a mobile menu is its parent, and in here, as you can see, I know that's a shop menu, so I'll redirect you to shop, and your selected category will be inside the callback itself. A bit complicated, I know, but this way it's highly customizable, so I can reuse it for different submenus, for language, for example. As you can see in here, it's a bit different story. Let's remove it. Yeah. So in here I'll do like Russian, and it translation was changed, and I'll do it like that. Translation was changed. So as you can see, it's pretty similar menus, and I'm reusing those. I'm not really covering it perfectly, I guess, but you can go into a specific branch. It will be feature / what are we doing? Navbar. And actually, good that I remember that. We should now create new branch actually. And as you see, I'm on a dev branch, and I'll be always on a dev branch at the moment. And from dev branch, I'll create a new branch called feature navbar. Create. And I'll merge this branch back into a development. That's how Git flows works. Now we're somehow good with menus, but we want to actually make it work, because if I'll hit coats and jackets, as you see, it's not that what I want. It whole products in place, because as you remember, inside Prisma Studio we have coats and jackets, and it's only 2 products assigned to this category, and we should somehow sort it. How we'll do it? As you can see in here, I'm having my URL path, and I'm having my category in here. I can pick it up inside my page by easily getting sort params, I guess it's called, and let's log out our search params. As you can see, that's search params that my server-side page having. And I want to pass my search params into a get products. So I should modify my get products resolver to be able to do that. Let's go get to a product resolver. And here, inside find all method, I want to have my new variable, and let's get into library. And here, first time we are creating our GraphQL variables ourselves. So it will be product. Now we do it like Prisma way. Find all args.ts, and let's types. And you see it will be only one variable in here. So let's copy it over. And as you see, like in other queries, we can have, yeah, thank you Copilot, we can have it like that. And we should path it inside, find all, it will be find all products args. And in here, we should specify where product category, name, product category. Yeah, something like that. It should work. It's not. When I'm not really sure about the inputs, I'll click on where. I'll click on find many actually. And I'll do the whole journey where product categories, some. Okay, yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, Copilot can make things difficult actually sometimes. The category, yes, we call it like that. Thank you. And now some name. Yeah, finally. Yeah, programming is hard. Now we can query it. So we should update our GQL, our data access. GQL. Yes, and here we will have now product category string, and it's optional with a $sign, I guess. And now we do the same. Move $sign from here. It should regenerate our GQL. And yes, oops, not that one. Yeah, right here where we have our GraphQL SDK, we have now product variables in place. Easy. So inside page, we now can supply our search params inside product category, search params, product category. Easy, easy. Now it should sort our products. Oh yeah, that's one more time when smart tools outsmart me. So as you see in here, it auto-completed product category, but I call it just category. Yeah, so to don't have the same issue one more time, let's specify a type. And prettier. And actually, let's extract those into specific interface. Interface I product page props. Just like that. It's fine. Yep. Now I'm not gonna mess it up one more time. And as you can see, it's already updated. You will have new arrivals, only 2 items on it. Let's get into coats and jackets, 2 items on it. Dresses, only on 1 item. And only 1 item here. So we did it. Let's verify our work by hitting run verify. It will validate stuff, run lint and tests. I'll see if I'm doing this all right. And we will observe the whole journey. Now we will push it to, let's include unresolved files as well. Edit, no. So edit navbar plus product categories. So at least something meaningful. Commit and push. Let's push it. Let's get into our GitHub. So we have our new branch, and let's create a pull request into dev branch. That's important. Let's copy it over and create pull request. So we should wait for our pull request checks. We can see how it goes by clicking details. Looks good. Let's get back and merge our pull request. Looks good to me. Let's squash and merge. Confirm. Now we're good. We updated our dev branch. So it should now trigger building our railway application. So it took about 3 minutes to deploy our API application. Now it should trigger Vercel webhook to deploy our front-end application. Let's get into deployments. As you can see, we're building now. Now we merged our code and deployed our application. So that's it for today. If you like it, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.